Venezuela has announced parliamentary elections for December 6th. President Nicolás Maduro expects a national assembly with half of its members being women. Ecuador begins its debate on the wealth distribution bill suspended due to the violent protests of recent weeks. Eurozone creditors have welcomed Greece's latest proposals to cut its pension bill and raise extra money. Hello, welcome to the morning news. We started in Venezuela, where National Electoral Council has announced that the parliamentary elections will be on December 6th. The United Socialist Party of President Nicolás Maduro currently holds a majority in the 167th General Assembly. The chosen date is a significant one for Venezuela, as the late Hugo Chavez was first elected to the presidency on December 6, 1998. The United Socialist Party will choose its candidates in primary elections next Sunday. President Nicolás Maduro expressed his desire of having a national assembly with 50% of members of the parliament being women. In Ecuador, a debate is to begin on the wealth distribution bills that were suspended due to the violence and protests. The inheritance tax bill and law for limited capital gains promoted by President Rafael Correa were suspended after violent protests from the right wing, but a debate was encouraged among citizens and social movements. However, opposition leaders, as well as chambers of commerce in Quito and Guayaquil, have expressed their unwillingness to engage in the debate. They want the bills completely discarded and will continue protesting the measures. The results of citizen debates will be evaluated on September 15th. President of Bolivia, Evo Morales, and Peru, Ollanta Humala, are holding the first binational office in history of the two countries. The meeting is expected to boost bilateral cooperation in cross-border development, connectivity, environment preservation, and use of cross-border water resources. President Morales will present Humala his interoceanic railway project meant to connect Brazil, Bolivia, and Peru to the Paraguay and Paraná waterways. Another plan is to build a gas pipeline from Bolivia to provide natural gas to Peruvian highlands. As revealed in a report by Forbes magazine, Mexican President Peña Nieto has spent almost $1 billion in advertising throughout his 3 years in power. The report comes amid the announcement that the government will make significant cuts on government spending for 2016. The ministry expanded spending for the presidency by over 18% in comparison with last year's budget. Also in Mexico, the bodies of 10 people have been discovered in clandestine graves south of Acapulco, Guerrero. The corpses, 7 men and 3 women, were discovered after someone reported the graves anonymously on Sunday. The exhumation has been concluded, but the examination of the site is ongoing and the area remains sealed off to the public. Air pollution in Santiago, Chile has taken a turn for the worst, prompting the capital to declare its first environmental emergency since 1999. The environmental emergency means that more than 900 industries will be temporarily shut down, and about 40% of the capital's 1.7 million cars will be taken off the roads. The emergency will be in place for 24 hours and may be extended if authorities deem conditions have not improved. Former Vice President of Guatemala, Roxana Baldetti, who recently resigned over a multi-million-dollar corruption scandal, has reappeared in public for the first time in more than 2 months. Baldetti went to court to demand the return of 3 properties that were confiscated from her, but the request was denied. Greece's European partners have welcomed proposals from Athens to cut expansion deal and raise extra money. The news has raised hopes of a deal that would spare Greece from a looming debt revolt and possible exit from the euro. The government of Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras showed a willingness to give ground on the two issues that have left it at odds with its creditors. Brussels called the plan detailed, credible, and impressive. EU officials are confident that a deal will be reached in coming days. The European Union has placed an extension on the economic sanctions against Russia until the end of January 2016. The sanctions will affect Russian energy, financial, and military industries, including the asset freezes on Russian companies and individuals, as well as a ban on certain officials. Russia may retaliate with a food ban on Western products. The EU sanctions against Russia come after having said Moscow destabilizes Ukraine's peace.
Will most likely extend a food ban on Western products from Europe, Norway, Australia.
The United Nations inquiry into the 2014 Gaza war has charged that both Israel and Palestinian forces are guilty of violations of international law infringements, including war crimes. The report, however, has placed most of the blame on Israeli authorities. The Gaza war resulted in the deaths of over 2,100 Palestinians, mostly civilians, and just over 17 Israelis, mostly soldiers. Israel responded to the report, saying the inquiry failed to recognize the difference between its moral behavior and the terror organizations it confronted. The wife of the Israeli Interior Ministry, Judith Shalom, has been accused of racism. She posted this comment to Twitter, quote, "Do you know what Obama coffee is? Black and weak," quote. Although Shalom later deleted the tweet and apologized, saying it was just a stupid joke someone told her, some believe this is reflective of current tensions between Israel and the United States. Leaders of Charleston, South Carolina, along with Governor Nikki Haley, have called on the removal of the Confederate flag from the state capitol grounds. The flag represented the pro-slavery South during the U.S. Civil War, and many say the flag is an emblem of slavery that has become a rallying symbol of racism and xenophobia in the United States. British police has arrested a random intelligence chief at Heathrow Airport at the request of Spain. Terenci Kuraki is wanted since 2008 in connection with war crimes. Spanish High Court Judge Fernando Andreu accused four random military and political leaders, including Kuraki, of engaging in reprisal killings after the country's genocide in 1894. Kuraki was remanded in custody to reappear at the court on Thursday. And in Copa America, host nation Chile is hoping to win its first title and is in good standing. Chile has already won Group A with wins over Ecuador and Bolivia and have thus far scored the most goals in the tournament with a goal count of 10. The team also has the highest goal differential of any team with a +7. Their next match places them head-to-head, or foot-to-foot rather, with Uruguay on June the 24th. More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thanks for watching and have a good day.